Ahoy.
Oh,
This is a hero story, episode 287.
yeah.
We're all here to talk about Joker 2.
Well,
And
we're not all here.
yes, that's true. I forget. I forgot. The three of us are here to talk about Joker 2. And as you notice, Harper isn't on camera. He says he's got a joke.
I
You
have
want
a
to tell us a
joke for the
joke?
podcast.
You
Okay.
had another joke for
Okay.
us, Arthur?
I got a joke for you. Um, what do you get when no, I'm gonna start that again.
All right. All right. Yeah. Great start. Great start.
Um, what does a podcast host get when he decides to cancel his Joker 2 tickets and replace them with Venom 3 tickets?
What do you get?
You get what you fucking deserve.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
The best part of this is I've done this for a movie I haven't seen. Didn't
You
see
didn't
it.
see it?
I didn't see Joker 2. I cancelled my tickets and I bought Venom 3 tickets instead.
You didn't see it.
I didn't see it though. I
Oh
didn't
my,
watch it.
you actually look disturbing.
Thank
I guess
you.
for audio listeners, just go on YouTube and watch the first minute of the show. That is scary looking, but it like,
Oh my God. Harper, here's the thing. When I was watching the movie earlier today, there was a second where I was like, I should show up to the podcast in full Joker makeup. I should
It's
show
a
up.
thing that I think a
I should
lot of
show
people
up and
do.
wear Joker makeup. And then I was like, no, that's stupid. Why would I waste my time doing that? And look at you. You haven't even seen the movie, but you're
No,
so inspired by the first one.
yeah. Well, I hope the second one lives up to the expectations that I
you
have
Boy,
after I
will we
thought
talk about it. Boy, will we
you
tell you about it, I
the,
guess.
the,
You
the
know,
reason, actually, the reason I didn't see it, I sort of blame
it's because you
Hunter,
didn't want
right?
to see it. Like, just say that. It was a
No, I
bad movie.
didn't. I didn't. But it was actually because of Hunter, because Hunter said, "What am I going to do driving to Joker 2? What is something that I can listen to on the drive?" And he jokingly, I guess, posted Moist Critical talking about Joker 2. And I
yes.
was like,
Nice.
okay, fair enough. And so I was like, I thought he was serious. And so I watched it. And in that video, there's no real point where like I realized it was a spoiler review. And he just goes, yeah, so this happened and then yeah, this, and then the movie ended. And I was like, oh, that was like the whole movie. Like he just told me everything that happened in it.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
then I just watched like I've watched like 20 people's reviews and they all just said the exact same thing about what happened. And I just went, I just don't like I don't have to
You
do
have a
this.
picture of it, yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
I
know,
don't
can
have
you
to
can
do this.
imagine.
I wish
You
I
didn't
was as
have to wear
strong
the
as
makeup
you. I
either,
wish I
but
was as strong as you.
Yeah, no, no,
Yes,
I just went, no, you know what?
let's
Don't go do it.
get to it.
Hey
I
Harper,
am the jonker.
when we review Venom 3, will you show up in Venom makeup?
Yeah, will you show up with a symbiote?
We'll see.
Okay. Because I mean, kids
Um,
get it at like fairs and stuff.
I'll say this in the makeup kit that I bought, or in the face paint kit that I bought, there's a big black tube that I have not used.
you have to. You know what's crazy is
You
like
save it for
I'm staring at you like this is normal. I'm
yeah,
talking to
this.
him like this is normal.
You have like the
Like you're
what was
not
his name? Like
wearing
Caesar Romeo, like the
Cesar
first
Romero.
Joker. Yeah,
Yeah.
Romero, where it's like you painted
I
over the facial hair.
Yeah.
yeah, I painted over the mustache. I was like, I was dead set watching a spoiler review while applying the makeup, and I just kept swapping back to this photo.
Oh God.
I think I did pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
not
think you
bad.
did do pretty good.
You just didn't
Yeah.
dye your hair green. Imagine you dyed your hair green for it.
I'm the Jonker. I'm Jonkler. Oh,
Listen,
that's
I
right. I gotta
think
change my name.
there's a couple of bits of news to talk about first. Again, this is a hero story,
First,
episode 287. I think we should just get to it at the end. Let's just dump Joker 2 out at the end. Or should we just talk about it now?
I think we should just do it now.
I
Like that's
genuinely
fine.
feel like I'm well equipped to talk about this movie that I haven't seen.
All right.
Yeah, I think you are.
I
All
Actually.
right,
feel
let's
like I actually
let's
know this movie better than people
But
that have watched
Harper,
it.
yesterday you sent us a text being like Joker time.
Yeah, it was a lie. It was part of the
Okay.
deception so that I could, yeah, I even thought about reviewing it on Letterboxd to like
I
deceive
was
you
so
guys.
confused. I was like, why didn't he review it on Letterboxd?
Yeah. I was
Yeah, it
just,
was a War of the Planet of the Apes was there instead or
Yes.
yeah, good movie.
Great
It's a
movie.
good
God,
movie.
how
You had a
much I
better
wish I
time than
was watching
Tyler and
that.
I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk
Yeah,
about
I don't,
Joker
yeah.
2. So
Jesus.
let's talk about Joker 2. How
Can
long in the
I
Sorry.
can I
podcast have we
can
talked about?
I
Yeah,
read the comment that was left by I think it was Nick Hester
on
Hester
my review.
I just
on
saw
your
your review.
letterboxd review. Yeah.
Yes. I all right, real quick. I guess if you
Content
care about
warning.
this kind of thing,
Yeah, I was about to say content
spoiler.
warning.
I was gonna say also spoiler warning.
But
Yeah,
okay,
full
okay,
spoilers.
also, you don't need to see Joker 2.
You
Be like,
really
I
don't
can't
need to
listen
see
to this
Joker
because
2.
there's
That's why I
spoilers.
didn't, because everyone went,
Yes.
just don't do it. There's no point to
Yeah,
doing it.
What was
yeah.
my
Um,
review? I don't even remember what I wrote.
you said did they made the Joker gay, which was just like
Horrible.
goodness.
I know, I
Yeah.
Um,
know.
but the comment, which is accurate,
This
as
is what
far
happens in
based
the
off of the
movie.
30 reviews I've seen, I don't know, I haven't seen the movie. I'm
Oh
the
man.
Jonkler
Oh.
baby. Nick Hester said the emotional climax of the movie is him getting the Joker gang raped out of him. Insane movie, and that is like
And that
potentially
happens.
accurate.
That is
That does
Yeah,
accurate to
happen.
this film. All
that's
right.
that's
That
So
disturbed me.
let's talk
that's
about it. Let's
insane.
get into this. Joker 2, Joker Folie à Deux, released this weekend. You got a D cinema score, which is
Lowest rated comic
worst
book movie ever
the
made.
worst
That's awesome.
rated comic book movie ever in the history of cinema score at the very least. It's
Yeah.
looking to open at 42 to 47 million. Joker 1, for example, made 96.2 million on its opening weekend.
Yeah.
So that's less than half. And just for some comparisons, this was the research I was doing. Morbius opened at 39 million. Black Adam opened at 67 million. The Flash opened at 55 million. The Marvels opened at 47 million. So that's the range of movies we're in with Joker 2.
The
And
movie that won an
again,
Oscar.
a,
The
a
original.
sequel to a movie that won an Oscar. And again, this got a lower cinema score than all of those.
You know what
And
it
I think is
is?
lower on Rotten Tomatoes than all of those.
This
Yeah.
is a movie made for kind of no one.
It's a movie made for
No.
Todd Phillips.
Yeah, like if you love the first Joker movie, you're gonna hate this because it goes fuck you for liking the first Joker movie, which honestly, fair enough. I agree. Fuck you for liking the
I
first
took
Joker
some
movie.
notes. I don't do this. I took some notes during the movie.
You say you don't do this. You did this for the first Joker movie, didn't you?
That
Yeah.
was when I rewatched Joker.
Oh,
Can I say
okay.
something too? Can I say
Yeah.
something? I'm so like I don't. If the reviews for Venom 3 are this bad, I still can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait
Yeah,
to
you
see it.
still will
It's
see
gonna
it
be
because at
awesome.
least
I
that's
can't
just funny.
wait. I'm actually that one won't be. Remember when I bought the tickets for this? I'm like, dude, I'm buying the tickets like 3 days after it released. Usually I'm
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Venom, I will be there opening night. I will be there.
Well, that's funny. Okay, so yeah, I was gonna see it on Thursday night, and it was my
Your
mom's
theater
birthday.
was lit on
It was my
fire.
mom's birthday. I was driving to a dinner for her birthday, and I checked
Mhm.
my phone, and on the Citizen app it says electrical fire at movie theater, and I check. I'm like, that can't be. It's gotta be my movie theater, right? I check it. I see on the map it's my movie theater's on fire right now, and I'm like, all right, so potentially this movie's off. Potentially I
Yeah.
might not be seeing Joker 2. And then yeah, it just got canceled. And honestly, thank God, because that was a 10 p.m. showing and I would have fallen asleep. There's no way I would have been awake the entire movie.
It's fair. Then imagine this was for like Spider-Verse.
I know. Oh yeah,
Like at
yeah.
least it's for
If the
Joker
theater burned
2.
down for Joker 2. Here
I'm
are
so
my
big on the
notes.
goats.
Here are my notes for Joker 2, Harper.
Mm.
Ugh,
I'm the
phone open
Joker.
up. Yes, I am the Joker. I
Actually,
have become the
no,
Joker.
actually, I'm not the Joker though, am I?
No, you're not. Nobody
I'm
is.
two. I'm two movies about not being the Joker.
Yes. I
That's
wrote,
so
I feel
crazy.
like I just blacked out for 2.5 hours. Every scene, I felt like I had to remind myself that this was real. I couldn't remember where I was. I was in the movie theater looking around like, is this movie actually happening? Because it just felt like a pipe dream of a thing. And then when the movie ended, I wrote, I feel a fit of madness overtaking me. I can't stop laughing because I actually could not stop laughing when the movie ended. And I was like, maybe this was the point. Maybe like they
Yeah,
passed
He's
it on to
making
us.
Jokers.
He's
Yeah.
making Joker.
It's like Smile.
It's like Smile. This was the worst comic book movie ever. It's gotta be. It's gotta be the worst comic book movie. I saw Madam Web this year. This has
That's
to be the
true, you
worst
did.
comic book movie ever.
I don't think it is.
It's not.
I maybe it is actually. It's not the worst movie ever. It's not the worst movie ever, but for
No,
comic book, maybe.
no, it's not the worst movie ever. Apparently, it was Megalopolis. But
Yeah.
Oh my god, that review fucking that still takes me out. This movie sucks mega cockless. That's so
yes, I
good.
also just saw an article as well where Francis Ford Coppola said Joker 2 is sick. Todd Phillips really knows how to get the audience. It's like, God, you guys are just die, both of you,
Yeah.
just die.
So this movie
um,
starts, and I thought it started pretty decent.
Interesting.
It's just like, okay, Arthur is silent. Like he doesn't say a line for the
Well,
first like 10
well,
minutes of the
also
movie.
the opening of the movie is like a fun little Warner Brothers esque cartoon
Yeah,
with
I
Oh
saw
yeah,
Joker
that.
with
yeah,
the
there's a
shadow.
cartoon in the beginning.
That's
That was
fun. That was
fun.
a fun way to intro the
Were
movie.
they trying to tell us that Arthur had like two personalities? Because we saw the first movie, he
Yeah,
didn't.
because that's the argument that like his lawyers are trying to push for the
Yes.
like the defense. So I don't know if
Yeah,
like Arthur actually believes it. Well, clearly he doesn't.
In no, he
yeah,
doesn't. Well, okay. So basically, I guess the plot of this movie, most of it takes place in the courtroom. It's kind of a courtroom drama. It's a
Yeah.
very
very
excruciatingly
long.
long and boring courtroom drama where literally all they do is go over the first Joker movie that we all saw 5 years ago. Meanwhile, Harvey Dent just mused the entire time. That
Yeah,
guy
he
is just,
does. He does.
but
I will say,
and
even though they just go over the plot of the Joker, there was a point in this movie, like halfway through, where Chelsea, she looks at me, she goes, "Did he kill his mom in the first movie?" And I couldn't remember at all.
Mm-mm.
And then
I
later on,
think
they're just like, "I
his
killed my
mum
mom
just
too." It's like,
dies, doesn't
oh
she?
yeah, yeah,
no, he kills her. He killed her in the
he
first
does
He
kill
movie.
her.
does kill
See,
her?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
See,
remember
there you go.
that.
Does he
You killed
actually?
her, Joker. Yeah. Um,
I killed
and
my mum.
You did, man.
I didn't know. I don't
yeah,
remember
okay, yeah.
that.
It
I
starts
didn't either.
with the kind of Warner Brothers cartoon kind of opening, and
That was fine. Yeah.
it kept going, and I just felt like this movie. And I know this is again the worst reviewed movie in the history of comic book movies, and everyone hates it, and it's not making any money. And like, so this is not a hot take, but I just was so fucking bored, dude. I did close my eyes for a minute, just like maybe I can wake out of this, like maybe I can get out of this nightmare of a movie that I'm watching. It was just, it's like, I don't like Joker 1. This is something everyone knows. I don't really like Joker 1, but I can recognize that it's not the worst movie ever.
No, it's like I
But
get why people like
this
it.
one really blurs the line at being the worst movie ever because like there's nothing to it. It's so mean. It's such a mean movie to everyone involved. It
Yeah.
it's the acting, like Phoenix is fine again, but it's like it's
I
not on
think
the
Phoenix
same
did a good
level.
job. Like he
Not on the
didn't
Yeah, but it's not on the same
he
level as the first movie.
no, what he
The
did, like he lost the weight again, and like
Yes.
he was good in the role.
Look at him sitting on the way back. Joker. Um
It feels like Tyler and I are interviewing you.
no, we can't. Well, we don't want to
The
be on an
thing
interview
is,
with
like,
Joker,
I
dude.
don't have enough motivation to try and even play the character. You know what I mean? Like I'm
You're
like,
just
Um,
who cares?
you.
It's just me. It's just me. But remember when Tom was like he came
Joker,
on and he
Yeah.
was like Murray.
Murray. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I got
Um,
nothing. Like I'm walking
We didn't
Phoenix up.
get that at all in this movie. Like the Joker being like this confident person that just,
Yeah,
Murray and stuff. He doesn't kill anyone in this movie.
he
dream
Just
doesn't kill
like
sequences
anyone.
though.
Yeah.
he
Well, that's the
just
thing. Is this movie is a stealth musical, right?
yes, they tried
it's
not to
hype
advertise.
but it is also not really an interesting musical at all. None of the musical numbers are
It
interesting
didn't.
or work. The
I
singing
thought the first one
sucks.
worked. I thought the
Which one
first
was the
one.
first one when he was in
It's
the
when he sees on TV that he's about to get the death sentence, and they start singing around the place.
no, it sucked.
I thought that one worked. I
Nope.
thought every single other one didn't work at all because it feels like the movie pauses to show a music video and then
Yeah.
resumes
No,
because it's just in
exactly.
his head.
Yeah, and it's oh my God. It was just so frustrating to watch it because like it's also like the first movie at least has a couple of like
Joker.
non-arguable really good things. It's got the Joker in it. Obviously there's Joaquin Phoenix's performance, there's the cinematography,
Yeah.
and there's the music.
Joker as well.
And then there's the Joker fourth.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought that like the cinematography in this movie
Watch your laugh.
don't do that. That's actually I might kick you off the podcast. That's scary. Uh, but it's like I thought that none of the locations were as interesting. None of the shots were as interesting. I guess the musical numbers looked fine, but I didn't
Yeah,
care.
I thought the cinematography was good in this.
But it just wasn't as interesting as the first movie.
Cinematography.
You know, like nothing. Like think about how much happened in the first movie compared to how much happened in this movie.
Yeah.
And this movie's longer.
a lot longer.
It felt it at least like it wasn't 3 hours long. It was like two
Oh
hours,
fuck.
18 minutes, but it felt like all day. That's what I'm saying. I lost where I was in the movie. I was like, am
Yeah.
I in a movie theater or am I in hell? Like I didn't know where I was when I was watching it.
Watching Lee.
Watching Lee, yes, Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, who just doesn't make any sense at all. That character,
Yeah.
nothing she does makes any sense.
So what
And
are
I
you
know,
doing?
like, I know the argument is always like, well, she's crazy, but it's like, shut up. Like I still want an interesting character. And she doesn't do
Yeah.
anything interesting or anything cool. She shows up and she dresses as Harley Quinn one time, and she also never calls herself Harley Quinn, or they say her name is Harleen Quinzel once, and someone
Yeah.
says it like over like a radio. It felt like in Fan Four Stick when instead of remember they were gonna have his name be Victor Domashev, and then there's very clearly an
Mm.
ADR where they just go Victor Von Doom. It felt like that, right? It felt like I guess we
Yeah.
got to call her Harleen Quinzel,
Because that's
and I'm
too,
just
you got to be more grounded.
yeah, we're gonna call her Harquin if it was
And
in
they
the
call her
Matt Reeves
Lee in
world.
this movie.
They call her
Like,
Lee. Yes. Yeah. Again, they don't even call her Harley. Yeah, they call her Lee because I guess that's realistic, right?
yeah.
Penguin is a good show. Just wanted to
Penguin's a
put that
great
out
show. I
there.
was
Oh
telling my
my
dad
God.
about it, dude. Yeah, because
I,
I saw this with
I'm
my
a,
dad. My dad, when the movie ended, just looked at me and said, "What a major disappointment! I think I can never watch." He said, "This is one of his favorite movies, by the way." He said, "I can never watch West Side Story again because this just ruined musicals."
wow.
Wow.
Damn, Lando.
I
It
know
is the worst musical ever made. It feels because, when it comes to musicals,
it is the worst musical ever.
the music is like it plays a part in the story and the characters' emotions and expressions, even jukebox musicals. But this one is just like, okay, we're gonna pause real quick, watch Joko dance for
None of,
5 minutes,
and
and then
also
we'll come back.
I
none
was
of the
gonna say,
music
is
is like
this is worse than
recognizable.
the CW one? Remember the
It's
Flash
100% worse.
Flash and
Supergirl one?
Supergirl.
At
Those,
least that
those were
one
fun
had
though.
That's what I
original
mean.
music. Like I was
That's
so
true.
blown away by the fact that this was a musical with no original music. Like if the song and dance numbers had been original and they were singing like Joker songs, I guess
It's
I could
just
be all right with that. But it's like I didn't even recognize any of the songs they were singing in this movie. And it's not because like they weren't famous songs, it was just because like they weren't interesting at all.
Yeah.
Nothing, and there's nothing conveyed through them. Like you look at something like La La Land, right, where it's like every song has a point. It tells you more about the characters and about the
Yeah.
story. This doesn't tell you anything about anything at all.
Do you think
And
JD
it's
would like it?
no.
Yeah, I don't think he would either.
I don't think anyone will like this movie. I
Yeah, I don't think
refuse to.
anyone's defending it except for Harper.
It's true
I'm the
because
Joker.
he's literally him.
Yeah.
I'm the Joker.
All my cats are fighting.
His cats are
The
fighting.
cats are
He says,
fighting.
"Wow, I'm so like it
I'm
was
glad that I
just
read a comic book to talk about this week. Otherwise, my presence here would have been largely fucking pointless.
yeah." And I still do have news because thank God we're just getting this out of the way. Hartford, it was so bad.
It's crazy.
It was so
It's you know what
bad.
I do like? I like that this is a movie where the critical reviews started off and they were bad, and a lot of people went, you know what, that does seem that probably seemed as right. And then
Mhm.
the audience saw it and went, yeah, it was. Like
Yeah, it was that bad.
no one's having
No
an
one's
argument, no
fighting
one's
here.
going, you guys like it because it's woke or what, like, no, the world is unified that this movie sucks. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
It's a
here's
movie
the
that
thing,
never.
I don't really like Hunter. You said the first one's a seven. I'm like, yeah, it's like a
Yeah, yeah,
six
like
for me. I
seven.
think probably
That's
like
fine. Yeah, I get
fine.
it.
I don't really like it. I just think it's fine. I think it's stylish. I think it's cool. I remember
Yeah.
being so excited for it. You know that little teaser they first put out where it was like Joaquin Phoenix
Smile
and then the
when
face.
you,
Yeah, that
oh,
I
yeah.
remember
Oh
seeing
yeah.
that and being like, this is gonna be the best fucking movie ever. And then when I saw it, I was like, this is the best movie ever. And then
It was crazy when it came
after I,
out.
ran through the streets and
Yeah. Shot
Got
six
hit by
people
a
with a movie.
taxi.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, after I did all that, I realized it's kind of mid. It's kind of a mid movie. And yet, when I saw what happened and saw what happened at the end of this movie, I was like, even me, I was like, really? Like, come on. Like
We should
that's
Yeah.
jump to
so
that. Yeah.
lame.
So the
Well,
movie
We should go.
ends.
it,
The movie
it
ends
yeah, the movie
finally
does end. Yeah,
Thank God.
finally it ends at
with
that
uh
point.
with Arthur being stabbed to death in a prison. So he gets shanked by a prisoner. That was like an extra in most of the prison scenes.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
there. To be fair, they did
Yeah,
set
he
him up, I
was
guess.
there. Yeah, but he had like no
No
lines
lines, no
really.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he they did like focus on him a few
he was
times.
watching Arthur the whole time.
Yeah. And then this zooms in on Arthur's face as he's dying, and you see in the background, the blurred background, then he starts takes the shiv and he starts to make the Heath Ledger Joker scars,
Yeah,
or like the Arkham Joker scars, and it's like, oh, this is the real Joker, the one we've been following for the past, I guess,
Yeah.
5 hours now, if you count the first movie,
yeah,
is just a guy.
yeah.
That's the
That was
prototype,
the
which
thought.
was a
Yeah,
fan theory like 5 years ago.
but
It's not clever
like,
to do it
listen.
now.
Is it?
Because Willem Dafoe even like that fan theory.
But you also had that thought, right? Where it was like, is this somehow a stealth prequel to The Dark Knight? Like,
No.
like
No,
low key, like a little bit. But like, I didn't think that genuinely. But I was like, but that's like, why are they doing that? I don't want to see that.
that's not
Um,
supposed to be Heath Ledger because this takes place in the 80s,
in the
and Heath
'80s,
would have been like 7.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That really
exactly.
bothered me though. I hated that. I didn't. I guess I don't hate the idea of there being this guy who we think is the Joker, and then actually no, he's not the Joker. The real Joker is a guy inspired by this guy. I guess I don't hate that idea generally.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, but the movie just sucked. So like, it didn't matter,
I
obviously.
don't like it because it's just showing like, oh yeah, this character we've been following, he's Arthur Fleck and that's it.
Yeah, I never liked Arthur Fleck anyway. I know you're not supposed to, or maybe you are in the first movie. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
are we
still
rooting for him here?
it's still confusing.
Mm.
Um, but
This
there were
conversation has made me extremely happy about my choice.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There
It
was a
had
couple of
one
things.
good
However,
scene. One good
There were
scene.
however, is it the one with is it Gary? Is it
Yeah,
the dude he
when
lets go in the
Garrett
first movie? Yeah.
no, that movie,
with
that scene sucked. Are you kidding me? Did you hear the
I think it's
Joker's
the only good
voice?
scene. Yeah, I think it's funny.
No, it
Oh
was so
yeah, he does like a
cringe.
southern lawyer thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
around
I took
here.
a video during that scene where I was like whispering into the camera, just like, what the fuck? But I have a couple of things that I also wanted to bring up. So
My
first of
face
all,
is so fucking itchy. I'm sorry. I just had that like I'm in hell, and I just tried to itch my lip, and the paint came off, and I realized I can't
you
scratch.
gotta do that
And
thing.
that
Remember?
that that's the joke. The joke's on me.
Yeah, remember? I don't like that, dude. I don't
She
like
is
that.
scary. Yeah.
I remember in It Chapter 2 when Pennywise does like he like carves his smile. You gotta do that, dude. You
Do
gotta
you
just
think
start
I
carving.
did? No, I don't remember that scene from It Chapter 2. The
You
best
would.
movie ever made.
Yeah, that's true. Better
I
than this
love that
one.
movie. I'm putting it out there.
Um,
Tyler and I
I
united on
like
that.
when they
Hunter,
do
you
a
gotta watch it again,
flashback to
man.
the kid and then the flashback to the other kid and then a flashback with the
shut
other
up.
kid and
Shut up.
flashback with the other kid.
You needed some Subway
Hunter, I
Surfers.
genuinely think you would watch it now and go, "Oh, actually, this is really good." Like
Maybe I
Yes.
you, as
will.
like a
Maybe.
more established horror fan, I think now would get like you would
Maybe,
sit
yeah.
with it more and get it more. I really
There
feel
were
that
I've only seen it the one time, so yeah, maybe I
when it
will
came
check it
out.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
in theaters, yeah.
Yeah, I like, but I really think it's a Guardians 2 situation.
Oh yeah, okay. That's a good comparison. Yeah, I like that movie now.
maybe you think we'll have that about Joker too?
Yeah.
No.
Give it like 2 years and we'll all be like,
What is the better
I
clown
would this.
duology? Is it or is it Joker?
Joker.
I
Imagine
mean,
they
you
call
know
this
what?
Joker Chapter 2.
I think going back to it, I think the Gary scene is the only good scene in the movie because it's the only time he's Joker in the movie.
It's true.
It's literally
So
the only time that
there
he plays
were
Joker in the
there
whole
were
movie.
a couple of really weird things I noted. One is that when they put him on trial, they say it's Arthur Fleck versus the state of New York, which means that Gotham City is in New York State and just is New York City.
Oh,
What?
Don't they say
Yeah.
like Arthur? It's like the trial of Arthur Fleck versus the people of New York or something.
Yeah, it's in
I
New
just
York.
want to try
It's the
something. I just
versus
want
the
to try
state
something.
of New York, right? So that means that Gotham City is in New York State, and that but it's also like obviously when they film it, it's New York City. So it just Gotham City is New York City
Well,
for no
then they
reason.
wasn't The Dark Knight also filmed in New
No,
York?
but it's
That's
like
Chicago.
it's literally New York
Oh
in the
yeah, it's like
universe.
In universe, yeah. But the Dark Knight's Chicago filmed.
yeah.
When the courtroom explodes at the end,
Mhm.
my
Yeah, I
dad
saw that. That's
my
so funny.
dad leaned over to me and whispered, "Is the Kool-Aid Man?" Which I just
Oh yeah.
yeah, it broke because that would have been good and I would have enjoyed that. But
Yeah.
if the Kool-Aid Man showed up at the end,
Oh yeah,
I
you
would have
would have
given
loved
this
that.
five
Family Guy
stars.
fan.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think of what else to say. It's like it's just, can we can we talk about what Nick Hester's put so eloquently in stop doing that, Harper. Stop doing that.
I love
Can
how
we
much it's freaking you out.
can we talk about what he said like in his review? Can we talk about that scene? That whole
Do we
thing?
have to?
That is that. I think that was
I just want to
genuinely the
address it.
thing I think that made me the most like. I just don't want to do it. Like, okay,
Yeah, I didn't want to see that.
I just
because
want to
I've said
address
my
it though.
opinions before on like sexual assault in media. It
Yes.
rarely, very rarely, it can be used well. 98% of the
Such as?
time, it is.
Alias, Jessica Jones.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. That's
Literally the only time
exactly
I
the
can think
example
of,
I was
and
going
it's
to say. He just
because
beat me to it.
they never show it,
Yes.
and also uh
Trivialize it.
she lives with
Oh,
now
wait,
I'm the
what?
Joker, and she like has to live with it and informs her character, and it makes her interest. It's a weird way to put it, but you know what I mean. Like it's like
Yeah,
it
like it. Yes, yes, yes. But and
it's
it's not gratuitous. It's not trivializing. It's not
yes
like exactly what this is, where it's just like you know what my thought was is I went, oh, they're doing the Zack Snyder thing. It's like, what if he got raped in prison? And like
yeah.
They
literally,
are,
that's
That's what
it.
I
yeah.
thought, but it was
Like
just like
it is a
what
thing
does
that
Todd
very
Phillips?
rarely it can be used well. I don't really like it
No,
ever
me
as a
neither, and
narrative
nobody
thing. I
does.
I
just
don't think
don't.
I can think of a single time that I do like it. I guess it
Well,
makes
I
sense for
just don't
Jessica
think I
Jones.
can
Yeah.
prove a negative. Like, I don't think I can prove a negative and just say that, or like say that it's
Like
just
yeah,
all like it's
in
never been done
in
well
theory,
in something.
you can never
Yes.
argue that like oh this thing should not be in a
It just
story,
never works. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like
Like
I
Oh,
it
like I don't
clearly works.
I think it works
Does
in
that?
Invincible.
Sure.
I'm iffy on it. Invincible. I don't really think it worked. It didn't work for me, but it wasn't as bad, I guess, as and oh, I don't like it in The Walking Dead either. To be fair,
No, I don't like it in The Walking
um,
Dead either. But yeah, it's not. So,
yeah,
yeah.
but I don't want to
But like
argue
this
that
was a
like there are
perfect example
things.
of it being
Yeah, I don't
gratuitous.
think that
Just
there are things. I don't think there's anything that we should not put in stories, right?
mm,
I think that like if we're gonna talk about people and like the human condition as movies and stories do, then you have to sometimes get to those really ugly things, right? I
mm.
understand that, and I'm not, and in theory that is 100% true, right?
So you're
But
okay if you watch a movie and someone dies in it.
I'm
That's
okay
what I'm
with that. I
hearing
am
right
okay. I'm
now.
okay with
Yeah.
that. I'm okay with watching a movie and someone scares me in it too.
Are
Yeah,
you okay
but
with
it's
this,
like
Tyler?
no, don't do it. Oh, I knew he was gonna do it. But yeah, so I was thinking about
No, I'm
turn
just
his
the
camera off.
jogger.
Um, but I think that the fact that this happens in this movie, where Arthur is assaulted by these guards and just decides after that, it literally goes from one day I'm Joker to this happens to me, and then now I'm not Joker. It's like
Yeah,
where
because he
in
insults them on camera.
where oh where in the writing process of this movie where Todd Phillips was like, all right, so I have to come up with a reason for why he's Joker today and not Joker the next day. Did he decide that that was the way to go?
Yes.
Yeah, you could have
Like,
had just Harley leave him or something.
it could have been so easy. He gets like I would have been fine, I guess, more fine with he just gets hit in the head real hard and now he's normal. Something stupid like that I would be more
Yeah.
okay with than a bunch of it was and like listen, it wasn't filmed gratuitously, I guess, right? Like
Yes, it wasn't shown.
yeah, it wasn't
Mm.
shown. It's all implied, but it's again, it's another just disgusting thing where it's like I think this is only in the movie so they can go this is real. This is real and scary. Like no
Yeah.
like how about make an interesting story? You know, like I just don't understand it. I just don't get
How about
it.
make an interesting story? I just don't get how they could have done anything, and they were just like, yeah, let's make it like a really long courtroom drama.
Yeah, and again,
Like,
where we learn nothing new. Where
yeah, well,
every
let's just make a movie where we talk about the last one.
yeah, let's just make Joker 2.
Can I
Like
have my
it's
video
literally it was
back? I
just
feel like I can't talk with my video gone.
Yeah, give it
put your
back.
video
Give it
back,
back to
yes.
Joker.
I can't. Not unless you
You
do it.
blocked it.
Oh, I have to do it for you. Ask to start video. There we go. I can't believe I can do that. I didn't know I had the power to do that. I knew he was gonna
That
be
was
like,
good. That was good.
um, but yeah, it's just it was. I think the reason I'm saying it's like the worst comic book movie ever is because the bad ones, right? Let's like The Flash, which I've gone on record as saying is the worst movie ever because they
I
puppeteer
was just about to
corpses.
say, oh, the Flash is better than this. I haven't seen it.
Or
At least the
you know,
Flash
like
has.
Morbius or Catwoman has an action
Okay,
scene.
well, at least the Flash has.
Michael Keaton nuts. He wants to get
Uh,
nuts.
eh, hold on, I don't think it's something. I don't
It's
think it's something. Hold
come
on.
on, you got it.
It's
Zod.
got. Oh, what
It's
does that
got.
movie have actually? Genuinely, what does that movie have?
Nothing really. It's got a
No, there's
cool
something good in
running
it.
effect.
No, no, it looks terrible.
All right,
Yeah,
he's
it does.
saving babies in microwaves. It's got that.
No, what does the
DC
Flash
movies, by the
have?
way. These are DC. These are both DC films. This
At
is why
least the
this
Flash
brand is in the
has.
gutter. Um, Flash
You
has
know what?
nothing. Flash,
I thought the two actors that played Barry's parents, I thought they were good.
sure. There we go. There's something good about
Sure.
the Flash.
At least the Flash has mom and dad.
Yes, it's clearly what
Oh,
Arthur Fleck needed, a
it's got
normal
George
set of
Clooney at
parents.
the end,
It does.
It does,
and
yes, which is a
I
funny
like
joke.
George.
That is
I
a
like
funny
George
joke at
Clooney.
the end.
Yes. Who the fuck
It
is
is
this?
funny.
Yeah.
It's funny until the tooth falls out and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like that's
I
Yes.
forgot that happened.
um, but the reason I think that those movies could be better than this one is because at least those movies aren't sticking it to the audience and and spitting on you and going "fuck you." Those movies aren't
yeah.
Mephistoing it, you know. Like this movie Mephistos it all the way, where it just goes, "You
That's a
wasted
good
your
point.
time." Like I can't believe that we keep getting stuff like this where they just don't care about what the like challenge your audience, make something that they're not going to expect, but don't say fuck you. You know,
Yeah,
don't tell them that they're stupid. Like
yeah,
not just like, "Oh, this movie's smart," but like, "No, you're dumb. I hate you." And I hate the movie that I made. And you know,
yeah.
like don't what this movie was $200 million.
I think it would have been better if it wasn't a musical. I think it'd still be bad, but I don't think we would be like this is the worst comic book movie
It's
ever
just a
made.
nightmare. It's just a nightmare. Like they should
Mhm.
have like I'm a silver lining of this is now I think people will not ever talk about Joker again because this
That
ruined
is true. That's nice. That is nice, actually.
this actually ruins the first Joker movie. Like sequels, I
Yeah,
think people say that it's exaggerating. This one actually destroys any reason you like the first Joker, right?
yeah.
So good. Maybe you got rid of that
Good.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You nuked the whole franchise. You nuked which was $1 billion franchise
Yeah.
Damn.
into the ground.
And obviously we weren't gonna get third since he dies at the end, but
Yes. Or maybe he doesn't.
yeah,
Who
yeah,
knows?
maybe.
Maybe it was all a dream. Here's what I want to
Yeah.
know is how bad was Batgirl that they needed to throw it away? That but they could still release this.
Wiley Coyote died for this.
Wile E. Coyote died for this. They said this
That's
movie
right.
had they said got no test screenings at all.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
did a
saw
single one.
that.
I wonder it's because they were so confident that it would be good, or they just didn't want it to be so bad. They didn't want
I
to restart because they knew it was going to be bad.
yeah, they didn't want to show people. They didn't want any word getting out that it was horrible. Maybe, but it's just like, yeah, how bad was Cal? I want to see Batgirl. Please just show me Batgirl because it cannot have been this bad. It cannot have been that bad.
Because Aquaman 2 got test screenings, like five test screenings, and every single one came back negative.
Yeah,
And they
and it
still
was
were like,
and it ended up
yeah,
being a terrible movie. And it's like,
yeah.
I
But
listen. I know.
apparently every test screening, there were new stuff. So it's like, okay, they are changing things here and there. So the first test screening and the final product is probably a huge difference, but in the end, it's still not a good movie.
Yeah, I really don't actually. I'm looking. I'm like, I don't know if I have more to say about this goddamn movie.
Yeah,
Do you guys think?
I gave it a 4 out of 10, but I think I'll drop it down to a 3.
I think I give it like a one. I don't remember.
I
Don't
think I
remember.
would also give it a one.
Yes, as a person who definitely
As a
saw this
person who
movie and
never
is
saw it.
inspired by it. Um, do you think the DC brand really is just too harmed beyond, I guess, regular Bruce Wayne as Batman movies?
I think
Because
Superman, if Superman fails, yes.
do you think it has any shot? Do you think people care? Do you think this like because
I don't think
people
Superman will make a lot, but I do
even
think that it
people
could be good.
even people that were like against superhero movies were like, "Oh, the Joker's sick." They liked Joker, right? And they liked Dark Knight.
Yeah,
They like Batman and the Joker, right?
yeah.
This just ruined the Joker. I feel like now we have to wait to see Joker again for a while. I don't really want to see this character again, like any version of him. Stop it, Harper.
Even in the
He
comics, like I'm
he's
sick of him. Like,
yeah, and I never really felt that before. Like I
But
know
this is
everyone had
thank
Joker
you. This
fatigue.
feels like validation for my fucking life because I've not liked the Joker as a character for fucking ever.
No,
I
I
just
you
like
never
don't.
see.
liked him?
Here's what I like about the
Just
Joker.
don't like him. I just never do. Like Mark Hamill, okay, sure, funny. But when he died in the second game, spoilers, I'm like, yeah,
Are you
cool.
talking about Arc? I thought you were
Spoilers
talking
for
about the animated series.
2012.
Um,
So, yeah, right.
but in
Hey,
the
well,
comics,
Hunter,
what
as you know, sometimes games from right around that era can actually take up like a whole week of your life and be the best
And
thing you've ever played. Really.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you.
Never again. Never
he's playing Skyrim for everybody.
again.
But because I think the Joker works as a character, especially obviously only ever against Batman, which again, we made two Joker movies, no Batman. Um, because it's like he's not supposed to just be, oh, he's this crazy guy, even though he obviously he just is, like he's a clown with makeup or whatever, but it's really just like he is the universe manifesting the opposite of Batman, right? Where it's like if Batman is going to be this force of nature, then this is the opposite of that, right? Batman's this
Yes.
force of control and of order, then Joker is this force of chaos.
Yes.
And I like that. I like that the Joker is not even necessarily human. He's like this idea of evil. I think that's cool.
Mhm.
This is not that. This is never, this is just a crazy guy. This always was just a crazy guy, but it's like now they just threw it in the garbage, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like I don't like that studios are so
Disgusting.
focused. They're just like, hey, we should make these villains have their own thing, but without like their heroes.
Without
And
their
we
necessary
discussed that a
counter.
lot. Like
It's
we have
like
Joker this week. We
Venom
have
3.
Penguin, which is good.
Yep, Penguin, yeah.
Agatha kind of counts, and I hear good things about Agatha, to be
Agatha's
fair.
actually good. I'm
Apparently,
watching it.
Agatha's great. Yeah.
Actually, Agatha
Yeah.
is good. They name dropped Mephisto in one of the recent episodes. They said
No
the name
way.
Mephisto.
I think
Yep.
I will
I
catch
was
up
like,
for sure.
yeah, it was
They're
actually
actually wow.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
I've heard
Agatha
good
has me
things.
hyped. Agatha has me. It's actually like
So
a
like
good
it
show.
can work with Penguin and
Um,
Agatha, but then it also
yeah,
also can't work with Joker, with probably Craven,
with
uh,
Morbius.
Morbius. We'll see about Venom 3.
We'll see about Venom 3.
I
Yeah,
told you, I sent in the chat, I found out that the director of Venom 3 is the lady who wrote the first two. And I'm like,
yes,
it is gonna be
Venom.
absolutely Venom.
Hmm.
It's not gonna
Well,
be,
absolutely Tom Hardy's.
Yeah.
yeah, it's, well, that's what I
The
mean.
the best
Which is
part
the only
of
Venom that fucking counts, really.
the best part of Joker Folie do
Carnage. Folia Carnage.
is the Venom 3 trailer at the beginning.
Was
I
the
was
Venom 3 trailer?
chuckling
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
Tom
he looked
Hardy's like,
great.
I think you broke my foot
Mm.
after
I like when he
Venom makes
goes,
him kick the casino.
"No, shh, do not say his name." I love
Yeah,
that.
he goes, like that
What do you
trailer's
think
fun.
of
It's
the
stupidly funny.
Venom
Like
rap?
it starts with him hanging on the side of a plane. He goes, "How does Tom Cruise do this?" It's like, shut up! I can't
Shut
wait.
up, Venom. Why are you
Yeah,
funnier than Joker?
yeah,
Um,
literally.
yeah, because I think this does have to end. I think Marvel Studios was very smart to not get into those until like Thunderbolts now, and even you can argue Infinity War and whatnot, but they've not made a villain centric movie,
Mm.
and it's probably because villains, and I know people used to say this was the opposite, but villains are only as interesting as the hero that they go against. And it's because the villains are never the main characters. It's always the hero is the hero of the story. And they're the one with the arc, and it's facilitated by the villain who's the bad guy and goes against
Yeah.
them. That's how stories work.
For comic book like villains, like
Yes.
specifically,
Yes, exactly.
there are
And so
some
it's
that
like,
transcend that. There are
yeah, no, obviously, they like,
like Doom. Doom is what comes to mind. You can
Yes.
do. I
oh
mean, you
yes,
can't. You wouldn't do a Doom solo movie and be like the Fantastic Four never
yeah, and
existed or
yeah, I
something.
wouldn't want to see that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
that's
I
actually
mean. Is
true.
like, but it
But
is.
even when it comes to comic book series, usually if they do just a villain is going to be the main character of this, it rarely sells well. Joker sells well, Deathstroke, I think
But
No,
it's like
but
at
Thanos,
least the
that's like it.
the hero still exists in the universe. Like
Yes,
the Venom
yes.
movies, it makes all the difference. I think if
Venom.
Spider-Man exists and then the third movie he like actually goes up again, or they, I don't know, the first movie they have a scuffle, and that's how he gets the symbiote with the spider on or whatever. But like just being in the universe is
Yeah,
what matters, really.
But I think it's basically the shit. I just completely lost it. Oh no, I,
Joker.
Joker. That's the villain. Like it's like the villain is. Dude, no, I'm trying to ride this train of thought. I can't find it. Hold up.
There's no
News.
antagonist in Joker 2.
Oh, it's that. Okay, when you do a comic book villain, like a villain, a comic book starring a villain, usually you can show them doing the nasty stuff. You can show them being evil, but when you do it on a bigger scale, like a movie, you have to have a more evil thing to even it out because when it's big studios involved, our protagonist cannot be pure evil. You know,
Yes.
like Venom is not a bad guy and Craven's not a bad guy. And they really tried to make you like Joker in the first movie. He was, they tried to really humanize him. And I don't think that works because they're supposed to be evil. Like
Yeah.
there's human aspects to them. Like you're right about Doom. Like Doom, if you ever portrayed him as pure evil, you'd be missing an aspect of the character. But at the same time, if they made a Doctor Doom movie and suddenly there was a more evil guy than Doctor Doom, I think that would be lame, you know?
It's why in like slashers, like you watch Friday the 13th or Scream or even like Terrifier and stuff, there's always the protagonist that you're following and you're hoping they survive, but you're really watching it for the character in the mask.
Yes, but
Yeah.
you're never humanizing with them. You're never hoping that they
No,
like get a happy ending. It's like that's
yeah, it's
the
like I
enjoyment
sure
you
hope Michael
gain.
Myers like kills everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope he
it's a
kills every
sadistic
relative depending on the timeline.
yeah, it's a
Yeah, you're just like
sadistic
I'm sitting here, I'm here to watch Michael Myers, but I hope like Laurie lives kind of thing.
yes,
Mm.
exactly. And but with Joker, it's like I'm sitting here watching Joker. I don't know if I want him to do anything at all. He's the Joker, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, Joker too. I really
Joker
don't have
2.
much more to say about it.
Folie à Doudou.
Joker two, Joker two, Furious Joker. I don't know. I don't. You
I
can't even
didn't
make me
like
jokes. I got no
Funny,
Joker,
too.
jokes.
Age of Ultron.
Folie à
Yeah,
Poo. Yes, I think I said Folie à Deuce a couple weeks back.
Oh,
that's
fuck, that's
hilarious.
Um,
better.
I got some news. You guys ready for
Okay,
some
sorry.
news?
Yes.
Flanking.
Let's rattle some of these off. Supergirl. They casted Krem of the Red Hills, the bad guy. It's this guy, Matthias Schoenaerts. A lot of letters in that last name. Cool. They cast the bad guy for
Is it the
Supergirl.
Joker though?
It is the Joker. Joker.
Oh,
It's Krem of the white face. Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is going to be in it. Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, they cast a Krem. They cast Krem in Supergirl. It's Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck.
Something like that. Give me my Oscar.
Okay, I will.
Here's my-
Um, the solicits came out for Ultimate issues in January. We got a Craven's Last Hunt looking inspired issue, but we also have
That's
in
cool, man.
Ultimates issue 8. We're getting the Ultimate Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
which looks sick. Makes me really interested to see what the cosmos is different. I guess it would
Yeah,
be
did the
right.
maker
Like,
go to space?
yeah, did the Maker go to space? They show him. Remember in Ultimates issue 2, I think it is. He puts a fucking flag on the moon. It's got the Maker logo. What is he
That's
doing in
right.
space?
Yeah.
You know, that
That's
guy's
true.
crazy.
Fuck that guy, man.
I know, really. No, fuck.
I
that
really
guy.
hope like a guy approaches the maker in the dome and says stretchy powers something you get what you deserve and then just stabs him in the
Stabs
gut.
him and then
And
actually
then you
is and he
see that
stretches
guy in the
his hat
background.
out.
Yeah, no, he starts cutting the fucking like star thing that he's got on his
Yes.
like eye or
He
his
starts
eye and
stretching
it's
his arms, like getting stretchy powers.
Yeah. He just dislocates both and it's kind of flopping around in the background. It's fucking sick.
I thought this was interesting. Variety put out an article about how studios have been reacting to toxic fandoms. It's kind
Oh, I
of
saw
centered
that.
around the Acolyte recently, but there were two things of note that I thought were interesting. First was that apparently studios have now taken the precaution to put actors that they hire through social media boot camps, basically how to respond, what to respond to, what not to respond to, what to say, how to keep out of it, stuff like that, which I think is really unfortunate that they have to do that in the first place.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But the other one, and this is just dystopia, man. We get Joker 2 and then we get this. Like movies are dead, but that they're putting together super fan focus groups that they're going to like run their movie decisions by and kind of see and gauge how the audiences are going to react to it. So these
Mm.
movies are going to be dictated by soups now.
Oh
Oh, that's
God,
right.
who
It's
has
probably
no
gonna be
idea?
him.
It's going to be like, but yeah, super fan focus groups is what it's going to be basically that they're going to
Jesus.
run these franchise decisions by super fans, and that's how they're going to make
That is
decisions based on
Soups.
how the audience and the fandom will react.
They're gonna
That's
like be
really
doing a new
fair.
DC universe and be like, okay, we're gonna have Wally West here, and he'd be like, I don't know what that is, so don't put him in.
Don't put them
Yeah,
in. Fuck that. Yeah. But
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Oh my
that is
God.
so antithetical to like how you like.
Making anything good, yeah.
Listen, I love The Last Jedi, but I think I might trade it so that we could just act normal about movies again. You know,
Yeah, that
like
kind of started it.
it
Yeah.
broke movies. It just broke movies. Like nobody will ever make well, and obviously there's exceptions, but it's like it's hard to make a good standout director vision led
Whoa,
big
yeah.
budget movie now.
I'm just realizing because like just James Gunn, for example, he's very clearly knows his stuff. He's passionate about comics. He reads comics.
Yeah.
It's like, what if he makes Superman? He makes it with like references, and it's like this is like a perfect comic book movie, but Soups doesn't like it, so he has to rewrite.
Soups
he
will like it though, because he'll enjoy anything that's
liked the
spooned
t-shirt.
into his
True,
mouth.
but I'm
Like,
just saying you could have a director that's like so passionate about something, but if Soups doesn't like it, then that director
But do
needs
you
to
ever think about
change.
more
how rare?
cameos. Where's the cameo?
Yeah,
Where's
but
John
yeah,
Krasinski?
Yeah, Robert Eggers
where's
just like
where's Arthur Fleck?
this is
Yeah,
Mm.
Nosferatu.
but
Yeah.
do you think like because it's do you ever think about though like I know the majority of MCU movies up to a point were pretty good no matter what, right? But then you look at the outliers of superhero movies in general, and someone like Matt Reeves who does the Batman, and it's entirely the Batman he wanted to make, right?
Mm.
Even Todd Phillips with the first Joker, and I guess this Joker, he had all complete creative control
Yeah,
over it.
yeah.
Um, like Ryan Coogler with Black Panther and James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are always the standout ones because they're led by people
Yeah.
with distinct visions for what they want to do. They're they are not making movies for audiences, they're making movies for themselves. That is what storytellers do, is they tell stories that they find interesting. You're not really supposed to care what people are going to think about it, because if you're consciously thinking about that, then you're never going to really get to the real like meat of what you're doing, you know? People are always going to have opinions about your thing. And I think that the fact that they're just going to get, again, I hate the term, it's such a horrible term, super fans to make these movies now. It's just like we're never going to get a good movie ever.
Mm.
You know, it
Well, yeah,
sucks.
this is the last year of movies. So then I
Like
guess next year.
Avengers Doomsday, right? I'm sure we'll enjoy it. It's going to be made by a committee. There's going to be no flair,
Yeah.
no style, no director's flair. I mean, look, the Russos make gray movies that we enjoyed, but there was no like I what does a
Was it
Russo brothers
stylized?
movie look like? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always think that's disappointing. I would always prefer that they let the guy take a swing than they just, cookie cutter the movie.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, obviously, though, yeah,
Yeah.
that's obvious. That's the last bit of news I have. God, it really feels like talking about Joker 2 just took the life out of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I liked this comic book we're talking about, DC All In, a lot. So I got to find the energy to talk about it.
Oh,
All
I
right.
read it too, and
It's my
okay,
first comic I bought in 2 months.
I read two things this week, both based off of Tyler's recommendations, and both were mid.
What were they? Oh, right. Okay. Let's go over
Oh,
those.
Justice
Do
League
it.
versus Godzilla versus Kong.
What's wrong with it? Tell me what's wrong with it.
You know what it is? It is actually a perfect, like, it is so perfectly fitting with Godzilla versus Kong and Godzilla X Kong
Yeah.
in the way
Stupid as
that
fuck.
some parts of it, yeah, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then the rest of it, I'm like, that is arguably the worst thing I've ever seen.
No,
Like parts of this,
what was that bad?
parts, I think all of the dialogue is actually bad.
I don't remember
Like
any of it. You just, I
it's
don't,
like
I think I was just
it's
looking at the art.
it's one of the most overly written books I've ever
Oh,
fucking
I
read.
do
Like
remember that thing you sent. Yeah.
it's so overly written, and so, the dialogue is so cringe. I mean, I sent you that scene where like they find out that the toy man, because he stole the fucking soul gem dream stone, whatever it is.
What from Eclipso? I don't remember.
Yeah, the Dreamstone. He stole that from I was gonna say the Sanctum Sanctorum, the Fortress of Solitude, and
Yes.
they've been trying to find him the whole time. And it turns out that Godzilla stepped on him, and it's been stuck on Godzilla's foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Funny
and there are three panels. The dialogue
on one
is
page.
what about the Dreamstone? The Toy Man is nowhere to be found. Toy Man is dead, crushed by Godzilla's foot. I overheard Cheetah and Deathstroke discussing it on my way in. Here's the Dreamstone, and he just holds it out. Superman's just picked it up. He came back to life, met up with Godzilla, and went, "Hey, that's on your foot, man.
Yeah,
Here's the
dude.
Dreamstone. I'll handle getting the Titans back home." Okay, but where on earth did you find it? Okay. Like it's
We
very
just
clear if you
went
put
over
two and
it.
two
Yeah.
together.
Superman has super
Um,
hearing. He'd probably
then
know that
Super
they just talked
yeah,
about it as well.
Superman goes, same foot. And then the Flash goes, so let me get this straight. Godzilla stepped on Toyman the moment he got here? Yeah, yes, Flash. And then Cyborg goes, and the all-powerful magic wish stone that brought these Titans to our world was stuck in his foot the whole time. Yes. Yes, Cyborg, we know that.
You
And
don't
then
need
the
to.
Flash
Yeah.
goes, this may be the weirdest day we've ever had. And then Batman goes, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I
Like,
guess you don't need
genuinely,
to
that's what a
hang.
lot of the book is.
They
I
just
think it
hung
is
like 20 lanterns on that. Yeah.
it is kind of a poorly written book. There are some
I,
parts that I really like. I
from what I
really like Batman
remember,
being so. He's arguably more upset about Superman being murked than Lois is. He's like, you don't understand, it's
he's
fucking Superman. I love that.
he's like Ben Affleck Batman. Yeah.
And
I
there are
really
some
like
parts.
that.
I
I
really
really
like the
liked that.
page. I really like the page where Superman finds Godzilla again after coming back to life, which, by the way, the way Superman comes back to life is the most like, yeah, why didn't you just do that immediately? It's so stupid. They spend 5 issues being like, Superman's dead. How do we fix him? And then Batman just boom tubes him to the sun. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, why didn't you put him in
Yeah,
the
you probably should have
fucking
done
sun to
that.
begin
Yeah, you
with?
probably should have done that in the first place. Like, how else did you think you were gonna heal him?
I really like there's a page Superman confronts Godzilla. Godzilla's chained up at the bottom of the ocean in Atlantis, and he says, "You may not comprehend my words, but I want you to know that I understand why you attacked me. You're meant to preserve the natural order, and being transported to a world of metas is not something you asked for. I'm sorry for that, and I will help you in return. I will help you return home."
Well, that
And
was
then yeah, I just think that's cool. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, Superman. Superman is good in this. He's
yeah.
only in 2 issues.
Yeah, that's true. I liked just basically the fact that it was just so stupid. Like here's what I'm looking at. I was checking
It's
this
so
right now.
stupid.
It There was a delay from issue 6 to 7. It was 2 months instead of 1 month, and I must have forgotten the entire story at that point. So when I finished
Yeah,
it, I was like, "Oh
this
yeah,
is
I
the
think
best
I
thing I've
liked
ever
this."
read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if I reread it all at once, maybe
But
I
like the
wouldn't.
part that you like, Guy Gardner gets mushed, and it's
Yes, he
this. It's
does.
so
So
random. Like
horrible.
he
Yeah, it
just
didn't make any
dies,
sense.
and
Yeah.
no one is upset about it except Hal Jordan. He's like, I can't believe they killed him. And everyone, even at the end of the book, like I think Superman or someone goes like, "Oh, I'm sorry about Guy," and then all the lanterns go, "He was an acquired taste. Yeah, he kind of sucked." Blah blah blah. I'm
No,
like,
but
he
guy's
just got his
Yeah,
dead.
neck. Yeah, he just fucking got
he's still a
murdered.
hero. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was like, what is going on here? Like, do you remember? And like this example might not work because I think that book was actually good. But do you remember when they did the DC Hanna-Barbera crossovers in like 2016? They had like
Yes,
Wally
I
Yeah.
did.
West
I'll never
versus Speed
forget.
Buggy and all of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
This book felt like that, where it was like, we've got the two properties, let's put them together as quickly and as cheaply as possible.
There
Because
were
like
some good ones, man. You remember Batman Elmer Fudd?
oh my God, I'm just saying Beast Boy King Kong. Fucking shoot me in the head. I
Oh
hate
yeah,
it.
Beast Boy turns into a big kaiju. Yeah,
I don't
I
like it. And
love that. I know you
he gets
hate Beast Boy.
whacked immediately.
Oh,
Why do I
why
hate Beast
don't
Boy
you
allegedly?
like? Why don't you like King Kong getting a Green Lantern ring? That's
I just
so
thought it was
cool.
stupid. I
That's
just thought it
so
was stupid. It's a
yeah,
300 foot tall monkey getting the I don't for some reason I buy
dude.
it less than a planet
Oh
than
yeah, there's a
Mogo
planet with a ring. Yeah, like
yeah,
what do you?
I know, and I buy it. I don't know.
Artie
I
is
think
like a big
Do you
monkey
you
lantern
don't think he
too.
deserves it?
It's a monkey stand.
does he deserve it?
He's got some will.
I s- yeah, I
It's
suppose.
really not about
You know
willpower
what my
though.
response to that is,
It's
Tyler?
about like what? Oh God, he's just staring at me. It's not really about
Lorix.
willpower. I feel like it's about like honor.
Okay.
It's about like you got to just be
Yeah, I
like a great
suppose.
guy, you know.
But just
And
you could really
Kong,
cult like why was it 7 issues, man?
I don't know.
Already
And
exists.
like why do the League of Assassins like bring to life a giant skull crawler just to attack Metropolis? What is
Yeah.
going on there?
What did you think about Batman's mech suit, his Pacific Rim suit?
Yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot.
Do you think they should
I
make this
like
movie?
I but honestly, here's the thing. Why do you need to have Batman in a mech suit, but then also Lex Luthor is Mecha Godzilla? Like, just do one or the other.
They
Don't
should
need to
make
be
it.
doing both.
Honestly, this should be an animated movie. I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, I would watch it too. I would watch it too.
They
It
made
just
Batman TMNT.
That's
Made
true.
you know
this.
the thing, Shazam is so insufferable in this. I thought it was actually Zachary Levi. Like I
God, Zachary Levi.
Shazam's
Zachary
like
Levi's a fucking
holding Superman's dead body, be like, he could have been one of the people to vote.
Yeah, yeah.
We just lost a vote.
Earth just lost
You know
a
what's
vote
funny about
defending
that, real quick,
coconuts.
is he's not even on the stage to promote. God, let's do it. He's not even on the stage to promote Trump. He's on this. He's on the stage to promote Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
No.
He's like, listen, I know we all wish we could have voted for RFK, but Donald Trump is supported by RFK, so he's the guy. Dude, come on. I know, like, remember when we
You
were
know my
like, oh,
thing.
when
My
Howard
thing.
was coming out, Harold and the Purple Crayon was coming out, and we were like, oh, his
Oh
career's
yeah.
over. I guess he never
Yes.
had one. Like
No.
Yeah, well, my thing
he
is, it feels like Zach Levi, ever since like his movies started bombing, which they kind of just have from the beginning, it felt like he is just looking for something to like keep him relevant. Like he feels like a YouTuber.
he
It
does
feels like
look
he's
like
just
a
trying to
YouTuber.
grasp onto whatever so that people like still pay
I think
attention
he
to him.
really messed up when he that Instagram live video when Shazam 2 came out and was telling people
Yes.
to like
Oh yeah.
maybe don't see John Wick 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's like John Wick. He's killing people, but Shazam, it's a family movie. It's like,
No,
brother,
but he
what do
also
you think
messed
I'm gonna
up.
watch?
And I know that like we wanted to know this, but when he posted that thing that said that The Rock stepped in and he was like, "True dat" or whatever, it was like,
Yeah.
this is behind the scenes stuff. Your career is like, don't you want to play this character again? Why are you burning the bridge?
Tyler,
Yeah.
can I show you something from Godzilla Kong that I do like, or
All right.
Godzilla Justice League,
Yes.
whatever?
And then we're gonna
I
move on to
liked,
the actual comic book we read.
Yes.
I liked the panel where the Flash is trying to swim away from one of the Titans, and it's this panel,
Yes.
and
Oh,
it's
it's
the
Jaws.
like
Jaws poster.
Jaws, yeah.
I thought that was cool. I was like, okay,
Thanks for the reference. We
good
didn't
stuff.
know.
Yeah,
Thanks for
You
the
yeah.
showed us
reference,
the
Thanks
Tyler.
for
poster for
showing us the
reference.
poster after.
Real quick, I also
Well,
just
just
remembered
just
a
in
bit of
case.
news. A
Just
bit
in
of news
case.
that I forgot. Hunter, you brought this up. God, I'm really rubbing my face. I'm so tired. It's midnight. It's 12:25 a.m. They may have cast Amadeus Cho in the MCU. I think it's Logan Kim is the kid's name.
He
He's from
played the
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he
Uh,
played the little
he's
guy
17.
in yeah, yeah.
Hunter,
Oh, he's 17? Oh.
yeah, Hunter, do you know anything about Amadeus Cho?
I read Young Avengers
Because you were
or
like,
no, Champions,
God,
Champions.
they
That's what he's
really
in,
cast a
Champions.
young kid, but it's like his whole thing is that he's a
Yeah.
young kid. He's like
That's
supposed to be
true.
young.
Yeah, I just I see him. He does look very young.
Yes.
Like he does look like a kid. And we're gonna see
Do you
that
know?
kid with a CGI green
But this
face
is
on
the
a
thing.
massive
I
body.
don't think of that character as the totally awesome Hulk. But I guess in the
I
MCU he would be.
Yeah.
I think I agree with Hunter because my frame of reference for Amadeus Cho is the second Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider run where the book is kidnapped by Amadeus Cho and X-23. And like
Kidnapped.
they're the
They
main
take the book.
characters. And Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider is like barely there. And it is one of the worst comic books I've ever read. It
Yeah,
might
I
be the
don't
worst.
like
It's
Amadeus Cho.
terrible.
I'm cool with
Remember when
But they,
Amadeus
he
in that
Cho.
book, in that era of comic books, it was always, oh my God, it's the totally awesome Hulk. Like that's how people referred to him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
he's
know.
right.
I hated what because I always knew him because they would always refer to him as the eighth smartest person on the world. That
Yes,
was
that's
always what,
right.
Oh
and
God,
I
yeah.
liked that little thing. I'm like, sure, why not? He's a kid. He's the eighth smartest person on the planet. And Hickman obviously put him on the Illuminati during Time Runs Out. Like, we got to get the smartest brains up here. We're gonna get Amadeus Cho.
Yeah.
And that was probably the only time I've really enjoyed that character.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
He
that's it.
was I think Mark Wade wrote
And Champions, yeah,
Champions.
Champions is good, but
But
in Champions,
they don't know what to do with him in
yes,
Champions
in
though.
Champions, all he does is he goes, "We should kill this guy. We should bash his head in," and then Kamala goes, "No," and he's like, "All right, but next time."
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's his
that's-
whole
that's
thing. That's like
every
his
smash his head to
reoccurring joke.
pieces.
And then in
It's his-
issue, I want to say issue 6, so pretty early on, like they're camping and everyone goes to go
Like
talk
issue
somewhere
3.
else except for yeah, issue 3. they come back to the campfire and he's making out with Viv Vision, like the
Yes, as the
robot.
Hulk still.
As the
It's
Hulk, he's not in his
disgusting.
human form, but it's
Yeah.
like weird.
As
He's like hunching over like this, and it's
Yeah,
like
oh,
it's so weird that they
yeah.
never did anything with the actor too.
Yeah.
that's
And
weird.
they even said like Viv has no like real emotions, you know?
That
Yeah,
was
what the
like one of
fuck?
the yeah. Oh yeah, because
That
he's
part was
asking like,
weird.
"What are we?" And she's like, "I don't know." He's like,
Yeah, she's like,
"Oh
I don't actually feel love or anything. He's like, what do you mean? She's like, I'm
yeah,
a robot.
I'm a robot, dude. Clearly, I'm a robot.
Yeah.
You're the
Uh,
Hulk."
yeah, so I don't know. I don't like him at all. But
Yeah, but
maybe he'll
sure,
be good
cast
in
him.
whatever he's
But
in.
in what? What are they even gonna put him in?
Vision Quest.
They
So
should put
he
him.
Vision
They
Quest,
should put him in
Armor Wars.
DC All In Special Issue 1.
All right, let's talk about it. Well,
maybe he is in this. We'll
real
take a
quick.
look.
Absolute Power ended same week. They came out obviously the same day on Wednesday. Absolute Power ends with the characters having to wall off the Earth Prime universe from the multiverse in order to
I
stop
read
Amanda
that. No, I
Waller.
didn't read that. That's a lie. I skimmed it and read the last 2 pages.
That's
In
kind
order
of
to
cool
yeah,
though.
but in order to stop Amanda Waller, they have
Mm.
to wall themselves off wall from the multiverse. And everyone that lost their powers gets their powers back. But the issue is that some of them don't, and other ones get other people's powers. So they show that Plastic Man, he can turn invisible now. He can I hate it. I really hate it, man. Black Canary, she's shooting heat vision out of her eyeballs. Like some people got other people's powers, some people got no powers back. Barry Allen didn't get his powers back. That's a thing that's
Oh,
interesting.
so Barry's
Good.
no longer a
Fuck
speedster.
him.
Barry's no longer a speedster, yeah.
That
Fine.
happened like every season on the TV show. That's
It
fine.
did happen every season. It was at
Is
least
Iris
one
gonna take
episode a
over?
season. Yeah, hopefully. Um but basically that's what happens at the end of Absolute Power.
Interesting. That is pretty
Um
cool.
Yeah, it was good. It's Absolute Power is a great book, and it ends the very end of the book is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman talking to Green Arrow, and Green Arrow basically saying like, "Hey guys, I know I always shit on the Justice League, but like I think these past couple of years have proven that we as DC are need a Justice League book to sell like monthly, so we should make Justice League." And they're like, "Hey, we're one step ahead of you. Read all in, right?" So that's books that came out on the same day.
Okay.
And obviously, I like the premise of this just being a flip book. I always like that. I think that's really neat. I love that this is something different. They weren't just. It's not just like a 64-page thing. It's like a cool. You read it
It
either
is cool.
way.
Yeah.
How did you read it? Which way did you read it? The first, like the
I
normal
read
superheroes way, right?
yes, I read the
Yep.
Justice
Mm.
League story first.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tried to read them page flip, but like
Oh
Oh,
my
that's
it's terrible.
God.
yeah,
It's
that is
terrible.
terrible. But I thought this issue was really good. I think I really
I
was
liked it,
excited for it. I enjoy it. I think what it is I just like seeing all of these characters do something and acknowledge that maybe we've been treading water for a
Mm.
good better part of a decade. You
Yes.
know?
I did like the booster gold of it all. I actually like
Yes.
that as a point of view. I think that was
Yeah.
cool. And like
He was
him
the
being like,
protagonist.
no, Superman, you don't fucking understand how cool it is that you've given me this card because these cards mean something. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
And,
felt like I don't know why, Tyler. I think like I didn't do my own research on what this was supposed to be,
mhm.
but I went into it like, right, okay, something big's gonna happen here, and it's really gonna set the
No,
foundation for
it yeah, see,
coming.
I
Nothing
kind
happened.
of thought
Nothing
something
happened
similar where I thought
really.
you would we're so I was gonna say scarred, but the remnants of the DC Rebirth issue are still around to where we expected something on the
Mm.
level of Batman pulling out the comedian's pin, right? But it
Or
I
yeah,
wasn't
saw
quite
Wally
you
that.
West
guys talking
return,
about
but
that. I did, Tyler. I think you and I don't know about JD, but like at the time were like, oh my God, that's Watchmen. What the fuck?
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I
Because
wasn't a
Hunter,
fan.
you said that you like saw it and you were like, is that supposed to be? And then like that got you into it, which I think is cool because I think
Yeah, no, he said
Wally returning
yeah.
really kicked me into like, oh my God, like that's the
Wally
Flash that
returning
I,
was my thing, yeah.
yeah, well, like Wally returning for me, I had read a little bit, but like I was more of a fan of the Flash as a concept.
Mhm.
So Wally
Yeah.
returning, it was like, I was like, holy shit. But like
Yeah.
it, led me more into then going back and reading Mark Wade's run and blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah
of
blah.
course. Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
probably a podcast episode you
Yeah.
go back and I go, I'd read every Wally issue before that, and then when that
And
happened,
then
I
I
was like, oh my
came.
God, it's Wally
Yeah.
West. It's not true. But like
No, you just lied.
Watch well, yeah, probably. But Watchmen was like it's the same reaction
Yeah.
Tyler had, I think, where it was like, what? Huh?
Because
What are you doing there?
I
Actually,
had read Watchmen before I read the DC Rebirth issue,
Yeah, I
but
and
haven't.
did you pick up on it as well, like before that final page comes, like with Wally, all the like the watch and all the 9 panels? Because I remember
no,
that at the time being like, this is Watchmen. What the fuck?
I had heard about it before I read the issue. I
Oh,
had heard that there was some
Oh,
weird
you got
Watchmen
spoiled.
thing, and I was like,
Okay.
"What the fuck are they doing?" Because in my head, it's like, where do you? And we talk about this again every episode, but it's
every
like,
week, yeah.
what do you
Netflix
do after
Defenders.
you make a sequel to Watchmen? That was always the question. It's like, okay, this has to be the last DC story ever if they're gonna pull the Watchmen card.
Yeah.
Um, but this did not do that, and
Mm.
probably for the best. Probably for the best that they're setting this up for you to read in the actual books instead of being like, no, Superman gets killed and yada yada. It's
Mm.
not.
Yeah.
It does shake the foundations of the universe, but if you don't read this and you follow everything afterwards, you're not really going to be lost.
Yeah.
This just kind of sets up the underlying explanation for everything, right? For
Yeah.
all the questions that you'll have if you go into the
Because
absolute universe.
we're and even the Earth Prime universe, because
Yeah,
we're now like, okay, the Justice League is back, but it's not like this is your roster of seven.
yeah,
Every arc is going to be a different team. So the first arc is going to be Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Star Sapphire, Black Lightning, the Atom, uh, and the Flash. I think that's it.
it's
Oh,
Wally.
and
Yeah,
Captain Atom too.
Captain Atom.
Captain
Yeah.
Atom. Yeah.
Um,
And I guess
yes,
Wally
that's
was
Justice League
Flash.
Unlimited, which and Justice League Unlimited is going to be such a banger of a book, dude. Like
I'm
I'm really
excited.
excited for that.
I'm really excited. Yeah.
But yeah, so the Superman side, Josh Williamson, Daniel St. Pierre, crazy. He's so
Crushes it.
insanely good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
crush it. And I love Josh Williamson's voice for Superman. It's Superman going through the DC universe, recruiting the new Justice League. Again,
Yeah.
DC as a brand, acknowledging the fact that they need the Justice League as a book monthly to sell to people because otherwise it's kind of confusing to follow this universe.
Yeah.
And then Darkseid pulls up, and then we have the Darkseid side where when the multiverse was closed at the end of Absolute Power, he kind of becomes aware of this greater, I guess, conspiracy going on is the way to put it.
Yeah.
And that side is Scott Snyder and Wes Craig, and I love Wes Craig. Wes Craig did Deadly Class with Rick Remender, really really
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
I really liked the Darkseid's part of this. I thought it was really interesting. I think him going around the universe, finding these cosmic beings, kind of taking their powers and becoming something more, I
Mhm.
think is really cool. And the whole impetus behind the birth of the absolute universe, I think is really interesting as well. Where
Yeah.
basically Darkseid merges with the Spectre and becomes like Omega Darkseid. He's the most powerful Darkseid that ever Darkseided. And but when they close him off from the multiverse, he becomes aware of the fact that like he is a constant, right? Like
Yeah.
Darkseid is, right? I know that's like something we say, but like Darkseid will always exist. I'm pretty sure that Darkseid is a thing from like the Kirby era of New
It
Gods.
is.
Like,
It
yeah.
is. Yeah.
And they even show his first appearance in this issue from the Jimmy Olsen, Superman's friend Jimmy Olsen. They show
That was
like the
cool.
Darkseid
That
first
page where they
appearance.
saw the old ones burning through. I
Yeah,
was,
that
Yeah.
was
that
cool.
did look cool as fuck.
Yeah, this page right here where they show that's the panel. That's Darkseid's first appearance from
Yeah.
Superman's friend Jimmy Olsen. That's Final Crisis right there. I guess this is something that's gonna happen. I like that, and I like they kill Darkseid, and because they killed him, there must always be a Darkseid. Another universe spawns. This one affected by the metaversal energy of him,
Mhm.
much like how the Marvel universe, the Prime universe, is affected
Yeah.
by the metaversal power of Superman, and that's what creates the absolute universe. And I think that's all interesting. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot to read. I had to read it like 2 or 3 times really to kind of wrap my head around it. But I think
It
it all
is
is
confusing,
all
but I
really
understand.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
and
side thing that stood out to me is Darkseid kills his son Calabac here, right?
yes, awesome, loved it.
So he kills Calabac. no writer is gonna bring back Calabac.
No,
So I
that's
feel like
true.
Calabac is gone forever.
That's true. Yeah, who's gonna bring Cal back?
That's
It's like, oh,
really funny to
No
me.
one stays down in comics. No one's gonna bring back
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you
that's
don't
true.
think like Mark
And
Waid or
this
something's
is a
gonna bring back
character
Cal back?
every time you see Apocalypse in any comic book, whether it's Justice League, Superman, Mr. Miracle, anything, Calabac's always there because he's just like, this is the character that lives on Apocalypse, so he's always
Yeah.
there. We're never gonna see him again.
No, yeah, there's no way.
That's fine.
How much, Hunter? How much?
Oh,
An indefinite bet at any point if he
Yeah,
ever
for the
comes
rest of
back
our
in the next
lives.
fucking
do you think
50
he will
years.
come back
Yeah, I mean,
At some
eventually,
point, he
yes.
will
in the
return.
next
And
50 years?
yes, I
I'm willing
do.
to bet that the
And
next
I'm
time he
gonna,
shows up, they never
it's not
explain how he
addressed.
comes back to life.
Correct. I think he's just
Oh,
gonna show up because they'll
probably.
forget that he died. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably. No, I'm okay with that.
$1,000.
You're right. No, you're right.
The
Ah,
thing
fuck, I'm the
He
jonkler.
will just
God damn it.
appear.
the thing that I really enjoy though, that I think is interesting is that like and we've talked about this on the podcast a lot, that Darkseid for being the ultimate evil in the DC universe kind of sucks as a character and there's no really good stories with him.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Um, but in this, it's like there is a full commitment to no, Darkseid is the omega of this universe. If Superman is the alpha, Darkseid's the omega. Like
He's
the
the
universe,
Sigma.
he is the sigma. Yes, and Superman's such a beta. Um,
Yeah.
but like the universe literally created them as opposites to exist. Where if
Yeah.
Superman is the hope that runs the universe, Darkseid has to exist because there
He's
has to be an opposite point to that. And I
Superman's the
like that.
turtle.
Superman's a turtle, yes, and Darkseid is Pennywise,
Yes,
right?
I
The
suppose.
demon
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
Pennywise, right?
That's
That's how
it.
that works.
Yep.
Because
You know what I liked?
he's smiling, he's
What?
smiling. Audio listeners, he's smiling. Um, in because like in we talk about this all the time. Final Crisis, stupid story.
Bad book.
Having actually read it, I kind of do enjoy it.
Ugh.
But when Darkseid dies at the end of that book,
Mm.
there is a black hole that starts to suck in the entire multiverse, and it's because he is he is the void, he is the hole, he is the hole. I just said he is evil.
Mm.
He's just evil. He's not like a guy or a person with emotions or anything. He is the
He
universe's embodiment of the concept
he's
of
like
evil.
Galactus.
Yes.
He's like Puss in Boots death.
Yes, he's like death. Yes, and I like that for Darkseid, and I like that for this. They're going Darkseid will get a big, epic story over the years.
Are
Yeah.
you
And
saying that Darkseid is like Michael Myers?
I'm saying that Darkseid is like he's just the shape. Yes,
You
very
know
much
what?
so.
I've always loved Darkseid, actually. Like I've
Darkseid's
always really loved
sick,
Darkseid. I
dude.
think he's sick.
Did you guys like
Dark,
how Darkseid did make a miracle machine like in Final Crisis, and he just wishes to become the Spectre?
I guess he
Oh.
does.
He does that exact thing that Superman
Yeah.
did.
Who do you think is
Um,
like a more cool Spectre crossover, that or Oliver Queen in the Crisis on Infinite Earths TV crossover when he becomes the Spectre
You trust me?
with every cell in my body?
There we go. He
yeah,
came back in the Flash. I didn't even watch that. He was in
He
like the
did
final season of the Flash.
actually really good scene.
Was he
Actually,
the Spectre?
yeah, I mean, yes, he's the Spectre still,
But
but
he
he's
was like
basically just
Spectre,
a
but he was like cosplaying Green Arrow.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
oh,
But it was
yes, he was.
genuinely good.
You know what
Oh,
was
I'm a
interesting? I
fuck. I'm
thought
so stupid. I'm so stupid.
Spectre. Ugh.
I just Googled
You
Spectre.
just
It's fucking
Google
James Bond.
Spectre.
You know what's interesting? I think is cool as well is that they finally explained what that other world created at the end of Death Metal was the Else world.
Yeah,
Right?
they do.
He looks. Oh, that's the Spectre. That's
It's
God's
just a
vengeance.
raincoat.
Yeah. It's just a raincoat. Yeah. I like that they explained it finally because it is now the absolute universe.
Mhm.
They definitely did not have that planned when they wrote Death
No, they
Metal.
didn't.
I want to know what they originally planned for that. I remember when we read Death
Marvel.
Metal, we were like, it's the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And I'm still hoping for a crossover, but I think this is cool. I think this is really cool. And I think building Darkseid separately from the main universe
Mm.
and also building the main universe at the same time is cool. It's and again, we're talking about this. Marvel's doing the exact same thing right now, but building Darkseid like the Maker, where there is a universe literally based on his
Oh, it is.
energy,
Yeah,
and
it
he is
is
the
like that.
devil in this universe. And so all of the
Yeah,
heroes in the absolute universe, whether they're physically fighting him or not, are fighting against the will of Darkseid. Builds
yeah,
him up as like more of a threat, so that when he actually does show back up to fight actual Superman, he's scary again. I like
yeah,
that. That's
yeah. I
cool.
do too.
And when they do it, that's got to be your last Darkseid story, man. They got it. You got a Secret Wars
It's
doom
your
it, you
Secret
know?
Wars. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got it. That's what they have to do. And I think that's what they're going to do.
It ends and Superman gets like the power of God and he fixes Darkseid's
He
face, but
fixes
Darkseid
it
is just
makes
like a
Darkseid
white
sexy.
guy.
Yeah. That's what they
He
did
just
in
has
Final
like a
Crisis.
regular like human face and he just
Yeah.
feels it, starts laughing, but
Yeah.
still like the gray charcoal body is just like a regular
Everything
face.
lives. Well, listen, in that Superman issue I read a couple months ago that teases this, they do Brainiac does say everything dies. So they're clearly building some sort of Secret Wars
Yeah,
esque
they're inspired, which I'm
multiversal
okay with.
story.
I'm
Which
okay with.
which of these books do you think you're actually going to be reading? These
Justice
all in
League,
books.
that's
Batman
it.
came out this week. It was good. Justice League. That's it.
Yeah,
Batman's
yeah.
good. Superman's going to be good. Um,
Oh, Superman. Yeah, Superman as well, actually, because Dan Moore
Green
was on
Arrow,
it.
I'm definitely going to continue with. But from the absolute universe, I think they only marketed Superman,
The
Wonder Woman, and
Trinity right
Batman.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
but
the other ones don't have release dates yet. So.
well, they haven't even been announced yet. Anything
Yeah, the
else, which I
Flash
guess
one
is
we
smart.
know about. Yeah.
Um, but I
I'm
think
gonna
I'm
read
gonna.
Superman.
I think I'm gonna read at least the first of all three of these. Absolute Batman
I'm
comes out this week.
yeah, I'm only gonna read Superman, I think.
I think I'm
This
gonna
is
read
the
them
first
all.
I'm
appearance that we have now.
I'm
So
gonna flick through all of them
flick
legally.
through. That's good, man. That's good.
It's cool, and you know what I like? This
You're
is
gonna
like
flick
Scott
Batman
Snyder's.
legally.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I look, I want to say I do feel like we have to wrap this up because I need to get back to oh, what is it, Solstheim, so that I can thwart Mirak's plan, the Dragon Lord, because he's coming back, and
Mm,
that seems like that's a big
Yes.
deal. That seems like
it
a real
is.
big deal, dude.
We
It is a
will
big
wrap this
deal.
up. What I was gonna
It
say
is a
real
big
quick,
deal.
two things I think are
It looks
cool.
cool. He looks so cool. When he like flared up in the fight, I was like, oh no. And
You're
like
in.
he went, oh, you've defeated Alduin, whatever. I was like, are you a bigger deal than Alduin? Like, you're a bigger deal than the dragon? What the fuck?
You should do the vampire stuff because that's an
Dude,
even bigger
that
deal.
feels bigger than the main story.
Mm,
You know what I like? I like that I can just go up to the top of that hill and just see Parthenax at any time.
yeah, because
And
you
he just
didn't kill him.
Yeah, I didn't kill him. So
Good.
what I found out that like the quest line to kill him just goes away if you just don't do it, which I love. I love that
Yes,
so much.
yes, it does. Yes. Sorry.
And you guys
Sorry.
thought I wasn't a gamer. I'm up to date. I'm playing a game from 2011.
2011. Yeah.
I'm going back in time. Mad
Game of the
Max was
year.
2015. I'm like the next. What's the next? I'm gonna play the first Mario next.
Yeah.
You play like
Pac-Man.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Um, two things I think are cool. One, I like that we've recreated the image from Crisis on Infinite Earths with the Earth being
That was cool.
created.
That
Yeah, it
was
says
cool.
after Perez was Craig. But the other thing is that Scott Snyder described that basically what this is that this is DC as a brand talking about comic books metatextually. That Darkseid represents the the person on the internet who says that superhero comics are outdated, who that they will never evolve, that they are boring, that they can't. You, Hunter,
Yeah,
Darkseid is you
me.
right now,
Yeah, yeah.
and that these stories that they will be telling will be proving that these characters are endless. And I
Okay.
like that. That
Okay.
I
Darkseid
bet
is the
I can't
force
wait for them to
of
all be like
boredom.
7 out of 10 books.
I
It'd just be
know,
like,
and that's the thing is like we're putting our faith in DC, which we always do, and it's like it never pays off
I was gonna
ever.
say, when has it paid off?
Yeah, and
I have hope for Superman for some
I
reason. I think
I
that looks
have
good.
the thing is that I today versus Rebirth, let's say, right? I have more faith in Scott Snyder, Joshua Williamson, and that whole group. Jesus, that
Then
whole
Jeff Johns. Then Jeff Johns.
that Jeff Johns. I think Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns is a mountain. He made his own thing, and he didn't really care. I think what anybody else was doing, and also I think he had the balls to make a sequel to Watchmen in a way that I don't think that these guys would. And I
Yeah,
think
they're
that
doing
these
their own thing.
guys, yeah, and
Well, their own
Jeff
thing that
Johns.
they're also probably like reading Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate's be like, okay. do this.
Copy this.
But
No,
we'll change a
yeah.
little bit.
Yes, to make it Spider-Man or make it Superman instead of Spider-Man. Well, that's actually funny because literally the whole impetus behind this is that seemingly all absolute Superman landed on this planet when he's an adult. It's literally
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man instead of being a baby. Yeah.
Wow.
Watch it 2 months from now. We're going to be doing a podcast episode and be like, "Do you guys notice they call Darkseid Maker in this?"
Do you notice that absolute Superman is just them talking for 8 issues?
Wow, no.
It's so good.
But yeah, I think this is going to be really cool. But the other thing is that it's Rebirth, while it was the brand moving forward,
Mhm.
there's no way that they were all talking to each other about the bigger story.
Yes.
Like at a point it seemed like they were, where they're like,
Yes.
"Oh, the what's his name? Fucking Dr. Manhattan took Superman's dad. Why did he do that? Never paid off. What's up with Wally West and the
That's right.
Flashes? Never paid off.
Never went
Why did he
anywhere,
take
yeah.
Tim Drake? Never paid off.
Mm.
Why did he take Doomsday? Never paid off. All of these questions we had never paid off. These guys are talking to each other. They're all communicating. This story hopefully will pay off.
Yes.
You know what that
yes.
sounds like to me?
What does it sound like to you?
Marvel.
Marvel. It does sound
Isn't
like
it-
Marvel.
Oh, no.
But isn't
Oh,
it crazy that like this is a massive revelation for current DC that they're doing the thing that Marvel does, where it's like, oh, it
Yeah.
feels like it all matters in universe.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
tell a good stories. That's what they
yeah,
get.
or
Yeah.
did yeah, or did
But that's the thing. I think Tom King said, I know I've said this before and you disagree with it, Harper, but like that month to month creating their universe, Marvel puts out the better product. You read a Marvel comic versus a DC comic any given week, and it's more interesting, it's better and whatnot. But there are
Yeah.
certain DC books that are leagues above what your general Marvel comic is.
I
right?
think there's
Watchmen,
two.
Killing Joke,
I
New
don't think
Frontier,
I really
stuff like that.
New Frontier, yes. I really don't. I think
Any
think
of those,
Killing Joke
any of
is
those Tom
fine.
King books, Year One,
Okay.
Dark Knight Returns, you know what I
I
mean? Stuff
like
like
Death.
that.
I like Death in the Family more than Killing Joke by like a bit.
Death in the Family, like the
Jason.
original one.
Original one, not Death of the Family, the New 52 one.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's good,
I
yeah.
genuinely
I mean,
prefer like I
there's
think Killing Joke is
yeah, sure. I
weird
mean,
as
there's a
fuck.
ton of Batman stories I prefer to the Killing Joke, but I do think the
That's what I'm
Killing Joke
saying.
is
Like,
like.
it's- yeah.
I do think it's.
I think
excellent.
they've actually kind of ruined the Killing Joke in revisited years when they went back and recolored it. And I know that's what like he
Oh, yes.
wanted to do.
No, they destroyed it. I hate
They
the way it looks.
destroyed it though. It looks like shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the way it looks. I don't like that. That's the version I read for the first time.
There's
Do you know
also
what it looks like?
movie.
The modern version of Killing Joke, this like desaturated fucking mopey looking thing. It looks like the Addy Granov art for fucking Extremis. That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
it's just
Yeah, that-
desaturated, ultra
That muddy,
human,
sad,
realistic.
like, oh,
Yeah.
this sucks. Yeah.
Sorry, Harper. I just had a moment where I was looking at you and I realized, oh, he's in Joker makeup. I'm talking
Yeah,
to
I
him like
know.
he's like
Yeah.
normal Harper.
I
right
know.
now.
Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, oh, you're the Joker. Like,
We gotta.
my face is hurt. It hurts so
Yeah,
bad.
all right.
But yeah.
Wow, low
okay.
energy episode.
It was a
DC
good
is-
one.
it
It
is
was a
late,
good
yeah.
one.
I enjoyed it. I really
It
enjoyed
was,
it.
yes,
Also,
I
Batman
enjoyed
came
it.
out, and Batman.
Hey,
is-
congratulations on Batman.
Hey.
Always
he's
thought
doing
something
real
was
good.
going on with Ghostmaker. Always
Yeah.
thought.
Real quick, the story is basically
No,
Um,
not real quick.
We
no,
gotta
real
go,
quick.
man.
Riddler is a billionaire now,
Okay.
and they're bringing back Court of Owls stuff, and I think
Okay.
they're going to frame Bruce Wayne for murdering the mayor. Yay!
Okay.
Even though they did that already, but you know.
They did. Yeah,
Um,
they did.
Anyway,
Joker pregnant?
and he's pregnant. Yeah. Imagine
Yeah,
if
there we
Joker-
go. Finally.
Imagine if
Yes,
Arthur
finally.
Fleck was pregnant in the.
I mean, the guard.
No.
Oh my god.
no.
Oh my god. All right, end it. End it. Hunter,
I just want him to sit for a second with what you just said.
that's fair. Hunter, good luck tomorrow. And congrats.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
Hope you have a
welcome.
good day tomorrow.
Thank
Love
you.
you, bro.
Yes.
I love you,
Yes.
bro.
Thank you.
See you guys.
I'm nervous.
Oh, Tyler, did you make the joke that you
We're
killed
still
his dog
recording.
so that you could bring your dog to life?
No. Oh my God. He just said it. I sent. All right, this
Sorry,
is a real
sorry,
quick-
Hunter. I've
I got a
taken you from
dog.
the highest of highs to the lowest of
I got a
lows.
dog this week. She's really cute. She's upstairs.
I know
Um,
it would be like a very horrible
Oh.
thing to do.
I was
It's
I
on
was
the
telling
speaker.
I was
Oh my
telling
God.
I thought of something to tell on the podcast and I
know it
asked
would
I
be
ran it
like
by
a very
Hunter.
horrible thing to do. So this is why I'm running it by you.
what do we think of me introducing my dog on the podcast by implying that I killed Hunter's dog and used it as a sacrifice to birth my own? Now that I say it, you know what? Never mind. Let's scrap that. Thank you for showing that.
That's
All right.
horrible.
I know. I'm sorry. But tomorrow, you have a good day. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
Dude.
We're going to have a good day because the podcast releases tomorrow because we're ending it now. Fuck,
But
dude.
actually, Hunter, hell yeah, man.